March 1st, and this is, of course, your daily financial news. If you don't know, my name is Michael Zuber, author of One Rental at a Time. And what we try to do here every single day, 7 days a week, is take a few minutes to talk about what is going on in the financial markets. We do this because, as real estate investors, we really need to track what's going on with the consumers. We need to track cost of capital. We need to figure out what's going on with the mindset of the consumers, because they are both our customers, they are both our competition, and again, we need to know what is going on. A couple of quick things to point out from videos over the weekend. First and foremost, you and I, everybody watching this, scored the highest positive impact score to date. If you don't know, something I track is my positive impact score, because I'm really trying to help secure your first investment property. And inside my positive impact score, it starts with YouTube views all the way to students doing deals. We scored over 700,000 points on Sunday. You can go back and check that video out. The most important part of that is students did 7 deals last week. That's a deal every day on average. That was very impressive. I look forward to the time where we're doing 10, 15, 20 deals a week. That is going to be awesome. As someone who has spent hours, literally thousands of hours, creating original content, to start to see the build and to see students doing deals across the US is pretty awesome. Again, all I ask is you sign up for the course, you focus, you do the work, you get a little bit better every day, you understand the basic math, and you only write good or great offers. That's what they do. And we are only recording deals that get done. We're not recording offers, we're not recording counters. 7 single family homes, I believe they were all single family homes, were added to the portfolios of my students last week. That brings a huge smile to my face, so congratulations. All right, so on to the news of the day. Really, there's a couple of things that we're going to likely be tracking the next several months together. First and foremost, you've heard me talk about the 10-year Treasury since January 1st, and now it is March 1st. We saw it rear its ugly head last week with a huge spike, basically from 1.4 to 1.6. There was a bad Treasury auction. People didn't know what was going on. We've heard from Matt, the mortgage guy, a couple of times that rates are ticking up. They're up a half a point. And, there will be impact from that. Right now, the greatest impact of a rising mortgage rate really is on new build or new construction. Not sure you're aware of this, but a lot of new construction, you can't lock in your rate because the delivery of that house is 3, 6, 9 months down the line. So you're not getting rate locks. You're getting approved and all of that stuff, but no rate lock until the delivery date is closer. So if you're signing up for a new construction and it's 300, 500, 800, whatever it is, a half a point move is enough to go from a yes answer to a no answer. So if rates continue higher, this could be a problem for new construction, and we will see some folks fall out of the market. I don't know if that will be a huge problem this year. Again, I believe the Fed has the mindset to do whatever it has to keep rates low in 2021. So I am wondering what we see first, right? This was actually in the title of this video. Does the 10-year see 1%? Today it's about 1.44, just for grins. Or do we see 2% first? I would love to know what you think. And again, this is for 2021. I think next year, without question, 2% happens. But I'm not sure it happens this year, right? It could be a next year thing. So I'd just love to hear from you, because again, this will impact mortgage rates. I do believe they're going to be able to fight it and keep it low. I don't know if we've seen the peak for the year, but I don't think it's out of the realm to go back or to retreat to 1%, at least, in the short term. I do think the economy really starts to hum in Q3, Q4. So it wouldn't shock me if we rolled back from 1.44 to 1.3 to 1.2. That's probably where we end, but some people are calling for it to even go lower than that. So again, we have to watch it because it will impact real estate. It will impact affordability. It will impact decisions. It will have the most impact on new construction. The other thing I have seen over the years is rising rates actually pulls forward demand in existing homes. How weird is that? Yes, consumers, buyers act as if rates will only go up, and then they accelerate their purchase decisions. So rising rates will hurt new construction. Rising rates historically, at least in the short term, pulls forward demand for existing homes. It's kind of weird. So we need to watch that. Another thing I got over the weekend from the Postal Service data is the Bay Area exit, right? The Bay Area leaving to Texas and Washington and Tennessee could be greatly exaggerated. Got some data from November where there were 110,000 address changes done at the post office. Only 3.7%, so think 4,000 people left the state. Most of those, 87% of them, were moving inter-county. Think San Francisco to Santa Clara, Santa Clara to Alameda, Alameda to whatever, whatever. Just moving inside of the Bay Area. So they didn't actually leave. What I think this could be is renters moving into home ownership, right? They're going out a little bit to get space. It was impossible to dissect a renter versus owner because it's possible it was the other way. They sold their house in Los Gatos and they rented somewhere else. I doubt it. But the data didn't go to that level. So I'm trying to figure it out. But again, a lot of the whole Bay Area exit is fake news. Again, from November, 110,000, only 3,700 left the state. So that was interesting to me. It's probably why Bay Area housing is still stupidly priced. I mean, just it is nuts out here. So that's something to watch. I do believe, as I've shared many times, what we are suffering in the Bay Area today is we're going to miss a generation of engineers and PhDs and computer scientists and developers and all of those folks. They're staying wherever they're staying in other states or going to other states like Austin, like Miami, that is really trying to build their tech hub. The Bay Area could have seen its peak in pricing. It could be just like a slow balloon that kind of lets out over the years because, again, I think we're going to miss a generation, which will be something to watch. Speaking of Austin, I think it is interesting to note that their market is on fire. It is just crazy. I've got some data. They have a zip code. I didn't write it down, but their priciest zip code, their average home is $1.3 million. Seven-figure home in Texas, that's pretty expensive. Well, they have so few inventory, that zip code alone is up 17%. You know, if you are one of those 3,700 people leaving the state, right? You're leaving the Bay Area, going to Austin, a $1.3 million luxury house is nothing. Nothing, right? We sell shacks for that out here. So it doesn't surprise me that if there are Californians leaving and going to Austin, that they're like, hey, give me the nicest thing you have out there. In fact, Austin just sold their priciest home ever, which I thought was interesting. 9-acre lakefront home for $38.9 million. I have no idea what a 9-acre home out here in the Bay Area would cost, but it wouldn't be 38 million. It'd probably be like 380 million, but there you go. There's lots of calls going out about EV or electric vehicles into the next decade. One article I read this morning is calling for the EV or electric vehicle market to possibly be $5 trillion in the next decade. I tried to figure out what it is today because that actually wasn't mentioned in the article. What I found is that 2020 it was estimated to be 250 billion. So that's a hell of a growth rate in 10 years. 250 billion to 5 trillion. Call me suspicious. That's a hell of a growth rate. But anyways, I think it is fair to say that electric vehicles will be higher, battery technology will be more, but damn, 250 to 5 trillion. I think there's some funny math in that assumption. At this point, I think you and I need to ask ourselves, is the 10-year Treasury the lead dog? Right? We have the Dow and NASDAQ up today. Is that because the 10-year is settling back? It is actually backed off its peak from last week. It opened lower. So is that now a green light for stock markets? Or is the stock market leading the 10-year? It's an interesting dichotomy. This has changed from January and February. right? The 10-year was this little smoldering thing on the side I kept pointing at. It reared its ugly head last week. So I think at this point, the 10-year is leading. I don't know that it will lead for months, but I think it's going to be lead for weeks. If we have another bad Treasury auction, I think last week was a 7-year auction. It could poke its head out again. I think the Fed is going to do what it can to keep it down. Moving forward, looks like the Senate is going to drop the $15 minimum wage just to get the deal done. I think that is a smart play. I think they're going to pick it up in another bill or whatever. I do think they want to get something on Biden's desk by the middle of March. I think that's the right idea. Let's get to the end of this and move on. But I am worried about what's next. What's next? The infrastructure bill. I think the infrastructure bill is going to be bigger. And I also think they're going to have to raise taxes, right? One of the things with the budget reconciliation process is it has to be even on the budget. So one of the things you are likely going to see in the next kind of stimulus package, which could be $2, $4, $6 trillion, is a raise in taxes. And one of the things that has been proposed for a while that kind of just, it's unsettling to me is a wealth tax. I have no problem with income tax. I have no problem closing loopholes. I have no problem with AMT on businesses, right? But when you start taxing wealth, it just doesn't feel right to me. I understand why it's attractive, but taxing wealth could create all kinds of other challenges that we are maybe not seeing today. So at the end of the day, that's what I got for you Monday. It is March. If you are interested in real estate investing, you need to buy the course, do the work, get going, because I think this is going to be a special year. And of course, let me know if you do a deal, because I would love to include your deal in our positive impact score and see if we can't set another record. Again, students, congratulations, 7 deals last week. You made my Sunday when I put all the numbers together. It was pretty awesome to see. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's keep growing. Let's keep being better than tomorrow. Today's a great day to make some money. Let's be better than yesterday. Talking to Greg here in a minute. Take care. Bye.